Hi, we're here with RJ, who is president of Starfish Computer. Good to see you, RJ.
Nice to see you.
And looking forward to hearing about Starfish Computer and tell us a little bit about yourselves. What's the company all about?
Excellent. My favorite subject.
Yeah, sure.
The company really started from wanting to help people with complex IT, and they don't really need to know it's complex IT. Yeah. We just want to make it very easy for them to use. And that's what we stress. We take the complexity out of the IT. We provide great customer service. When you guys are in trouble or you have an issue and you call, we answer that call within 13, 14 seconds. You get a live person there to actually help you. And that's what we really stress is we're there to help and we're there to take the pain out of IT.
How do you do that? Like, can you sort of describe what is the process in terms of how a company would work with you?
Sure. Our process basically is when we've identified somebody who wants to work with us, we come in and we take a look at how they're doing their business operations and what tools they're using as far as IT is concerned. And then we take that and we come back and we put a plan together. And we're basically like architects. We draw it all out. And we make sure it's following best practices and all the rules and all the regulations and to make sure they're secure. And then we take that and we give that plan to the customer. They haven't even hired us yet, and they walk away with a comprehensive plan. We take that plan, we show them it's going to cost X, Y, and Z, or we're just going to take the equipment and the software they already have and refine it and make it work better for them. We're really trying to take the pain out of IT and make it there just so that they can use it and they don't have to worry about how it's working.
Is that something when you first sit down and going, okay, what's your number one pain, number two pain? I mean, do you even just have that conversation up front with them?
Our first conversation is exactly that. We're there to listen. What problems are you having? Or where do you want to go? Right? Okay, where do you want to take your business? How are you trying to grow it? And then we try and use and manipulate their IT to support their progress, to support where they want to go.
So you have to have a little sense of what their business is and like who they're serving as well. I mean, you have to have an understanding, if I'm getting this right, of kind of how they operate, even just beyond their IT, but how that serves the bigger picture, what they're doing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If we have an idea of who they're serving, what they're trying to do, we can align their IT to help meet those goals. And all along, they don't have to worry about the complexity behind it. That's what the engineers do.
It's the magic behind the screens and everything. It just happens.
Exactly.
What happens, what I need happens.
That's exactly.
That's beautiful. That's I like the idea that they just walk out of there with something they can actually look at. That's like, this is sort of our plan. Are there little diagrams on that? I mean, is it just written out, or is it, and again, I don't know IT and all that, but are there little pictures or anything that helps them understand how things are connecting?
Absolutely. That's my favorite part. Okay. I am all about the drawings. As when you talk to the other engineers on staff, I really like to see everything in picture format. I learn best that way. Yeah. And it's best to show somebody, hey, look, here's where your bottleneck is, right? And you're able to circle it, or here's what we need to replace, and you're able to show them. And it just makes much more sense. And we really just take all that complexity out and boil it down to how can we help you? And we want to meet your needs and your future goals. And that's what that conversation is.
Well, it's kind of neat. It sounds like even the way you're explaining how you're going to even takes the complexity out itself. Even, so people really understand, I see what they're going to do. That's kind of neat. So tell me about the people who do this.
Well, the people, let me tell you, we really have a great bunch of people, and it's a pleasure to go in and work with them every day. We're all engineers by training, and so we're always naturally curious. Why is something broke? How is it broke? How can we fix it? Is it a repetitive issue? Is it something that we can refine, make better, and so forth? And all along, what they're trying to do is take that pain out of the IT, right? They don't want problems. They want it just to work. Yeah. It's kind of like a hammer and nail, right? You don't think about the hammer when you have to put a nail in.
No, not too much. Whack it.
You just pick up the hammer and you hit the nail.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what we try to do with IT.
So I suppose when you guys were growing up, like, were you always taking apart things to find out how they worked, like the toaster and the TV, and was that?
Oh yeah, I always took apart things. I was way unqualified to take apart cars.
Sure, yeah. Well, I didn't say you had to put it back together.
Yeah,
but take it apart and see how it works.
I tried not to have any pieces left over when I actually got the car back together, but that was.
I'm curious, where do you find your people? Where do they tend to come from?
So we tend to look for engineering backgrounds, right? Either they've worked in engineering, have engineering degrees, or they work for manufacturing in the engineering engineering.
Okay.
People who are more on the science and math base tend to really excel at the engineering side. And that's what we do. We bring our people in and where they start. And when we talk about it, where do you want to be? Right? Where do you want to go? And we align those goals with helping our customers. And then we make sure they're trained. We're very heavy on the training. We actually pay for all our training for our engineers and support their progress, right? In order to attain those technical certifications so that they become faster, better, stronger. And that way that better supports our customers. So you're not calling somebody who has to guess at the answer.
Yeah.
They know
the answer.
And if they don't know, they know the best practice to go get the answer. And that's what we really look for.
Well, that's great. And that's, when you have an energized crew and energized and with a lot to do things on their own, I mean, that's a wonderful thing. I'm sure your clients love that. What have you been hearing what kind of feedback from clients for some of the projects you've been doing?
I have to tell you, I am always amazed when clients take the time to write out a thank you of how good our folks did. Down from the management all the way to the person answering the phone. We answer our phone in 19 seconds. We're talking to that person live, and that first level person is gathering all the information, trying to fix the problem right there and then. If for some reason that problem is larger than their technical scope, they'll actually move it right up the line, live, real time. And just the interaction between the team and the manager and making sure that client is serviced in a timely and in a well thought out manner, that I tell you, it gets me excited talking about that because I really see the team focus.
And you say you've gotten some just actually written, hey, thanks, or written accommodations from your
Yeah, the clients will tell us, it was really great to see. We know there was a problem, but your guys really jumped in quickly.
That's really nice.
And handled it, right? And when you hear those things and they're so grateful, right? Or they've come from a bad IT experience. They had a bad IT person or somebody who just wasn't fulfilling their need, or they had another company in there that maybe wasn't doing the best job. When they see the difference in the way we have a team approach where they're talking to their own IT team and they see how they interact, those customers are like, boy, so-and-so answered the phone, took my issue, just made sure. And by the way, I gave him a list of 5 things to do. He did those 5 things right there. And then followed up with me and told me they were done and made sure I was happy. When you hear that, that's the customer service and the help and the care that we really, really preach, and that really why I started the company.
That's great. I mean, that's the kind of stuff's built into your culture. Get things done. Don't promise something you're not going to do.
Right.
Sounds like you guys get it done.
Yeah, people say, well, what's one of the things that differentiate, and people say, well, honesty. And for us, it's delivering what we promise, right? We can make these better. Oh, I've heard that before, all these other IT companies. Well, you know what? With all our growth, we're the ones actually doing it.
So here we are talking, all this digital stuff, and I'm noticing a stack of books on the table here. Do you want to tell us about this? Attack or Defend? When is cybersecurity enough?
Yes, well, I have to tell you, our phone literally has been ringing off the hook with all the cybersecurity issues that companies are going through. And you've probably seen in the news where all these companies are, unable to do business and having to go weeks without being able to help their customers do anything because they got hit with a ransomware attack or a cybersecurity issue, and
there's been a lot of that in the news, and in all different industries too, really.
Right. So as we've been helping our clients, we've developed a security stack of 5 things that we put together for our clients, and I really wanted to help a lot of people. So basically, I wrote a book and put together those 5 things that will help protect you against cybersecurity attacks.
Just real quickly, what are those 5 things?
Sure. So multi-factor. So basically, when you're logging in, your phone will buzz, and then it'll say you're you.
Okay.
Right. So it's 2-factor, right? So not just your username and password, but also your phone. And then we have security awareness training, right? So you're only as strong as your weakest link, right? So when you have those users who are opening those emails or clicking those links, we have to train them up in how to recognize malicious emails.
That's everybody in the company's got to know this because it just takes one, right?
Absolutely, just takes one. We put all these systems in to help protect you, but we really need to focus on training as well. That's a big piece of it. The next is firewall and in security settings. So basically we look at doing some advanced security settings with your firewalls to better stop and block that traffic.
Okay.
And then next would be web filtering. So we're looking at the websites that are coming, that people are going to, and making sure we block the infected ones and the malicious ones. And the last, but certainly not least, is backup, disaster, and recovery. We have a saying, you're only as good as your last backup. And that is true. You hear all these companies who get hit with this malware and they can't recover, or it takes them weeks to recover. We test our customers' backups daily. We can actually have them recover in a matter of hours. They're in complete infrastructure. Even if we cannot use the equipment that's at their facility and we have to put it in the cloud, we can recover their business operations in hours.
That's in hours, because that's a big thing. I mean, when everything you have goes away, to know you can possibly get it back in hours is pretty.
Whether you have 10 employees,
makes you feel pretty good. I think.
Whether you have 10 employees or 300, if they're sitting there twiddling their thumbs, that's costing you tens of thousands of dollars.
Well, I'll tell you what, obviously you guys offer a lot of good stuff. By the way, this book, where can they get this book? Is this on the website?
Absolutely it is. If you just go to our website and you type in www.starfishcomputer.com/cybersecurity book, there will be a link there. You just fill it out and we'll send you a book.
And of course, while you're at the website, you can get a lot more great information on what Starfish Computer can offer you. And you know, if I don't own a big business, it's me. If I had anything, I would be calling you guys in a second. As a matter of fact, I may be calling you anyway for my my little laptop, because it's a scary thing. You know, I have no idea what's going on behind there.
Excellent. We'd love to help.
And that's great. Well, thank you so much, RJ. Appreciate it. And give these guys a call.